Hello, my dear friends. For those of you who may be meeting me for the first time, my name is Deepak Chopra. According to the calendar, I'm approaching my 80th year of life. That is the number attached to my birth date. Yet, when I listen to my body, my energy, and my inner experience, I do not feel defined by that number. I continue to live with enthusiasm, curiosity, strength, and purpose. Through meditation, yoga, conscious breathing, restorative sleep, nourishing food, meaningful relationships, emotional well being, and daily spiritual practice, I have discovered ways to support vitality and expand what it means to age. At the same time, I am deeply aware of where I stand in the larger arc of life. I know that I am entering a new season, a chapter that many would describe it as the later years. But I do not experience this chapter as a decline. I experience it as an invitation. In many ways, it feels like the richest, most profound, and most rewarding period of the entire journey. As life continues to unfold, my priorities have become beautifully simple. More than ever, I want to dedicate myself completely to nurturing the qualities that give life its deepest meaning: health, wisdom, compassion, creativity, beauty, joy, and above all, freedom. When I speak of freedom, I'm not referring to external circumstances. I'm speaking of inner liberation, freedom from limiting beliefs, freedom from outdated identities, freedom from emotional wounds that continue to shape our perception, freedom from fear, regret, and the stories we repeat about who we think we are. Many of us spend years believing that we are nothing more than our age, our achievements, our failures, our memories, or our physical bodies. Yet the deeper truth is that these are experiences occurring within awareness. We are not simply the changing forms of life, we are the conscious presence through which life is known. Chronological age belongs to the calendar. Biological age reflects our habits and lifestyle. But our essential nature exists beyond both. The deepest aspect of who we are is not bound by time, it is not diminished by years, it remains whole, awake, and infinite. As I move further into this stage of life, I feel inspired to share more openly what I continue to discover. I want to speak about the practices that sustain me, the insights that emerge through reflection, and the lessons that reveal themselves as consciousness continues to evolve. One of the greatest realizations that has come to me over the years is that aging is not something happening to us. Aging is something happening within the field of awareness. We often imagine ourselves as passengers being carried helplessly by time. But awareness itself is never carried anywhere. Awareness is always present. It is the silent witness of every experience. Think about it for a moment. The child you once were has disappeared. The teenager you once were has disappeared. The young adult you once were has disappeared. Your body has changed countless times. Your beliefs have changed. Your relationships have changed. Entire chapters of your life have come and gone. And yet there is something within you that has remained constant through every stage, something that has been quietly observing it all. That presence is what many spiritual traditions point toward. It is not an object, it cannot be measured, it does not grow old, it does not become less valuable with time. In many ways, the purpose of spiritual practice is simply to remember that this presence is who we truly are. Some of you listening today may be in a similar phase of life. You may be wondering how to grow older while remaining vibrant and engaged. You may be asking how to face uncertainty with grace, how to transform challenges into wisdom, or how to meet the reality of mortality with peace rather than fear. Others who are watching may be decades younger, yet the questions remain relevant for everyone because the principles of aging well are ultimately the principles of living well. Every day offers an opportunity to become more conscious. Every day asks us to let go of something that no longer serves us. Every day presents a chance to awaken to a larger understanding of who we truly are. The truth is that life is constantly inviting us into renewal. Nature demonstrates this everywhere. Seasons change, trees release their leaves, rivers continue to flow, stars are born and eventually dissolve. The entire universe is engaged in an endless dance of creation and transformation. Why should our own lives be any different? What we often resist is not change itself. What we resist is the uncertainty that accompanies change. We want guarantees, we want permanence, we want to know exactly what comes next. Yet wisdom emerges when we begin to trust life enough to move with the unknown rather than against it. This trust is not passive, it is deeply active. It requires awareness, it requires courage, it requires a willingness to release old identities and discover new dimensions of ourselves. In the months and years ahead, I will continue sharing reflections, conversations, and practical tools designed to support this journey of awakening. Together, we will explore vitality not merely as physical endurance, but as the intelligent life force that flows through every living being. We will explore wisdom not as knowledge collected over time, but as the clarity that arises from self awareness and presence. We will explore love not as an emotion that comes and goes, but as the underlying reality of our connection with one another and with life itself. We will explore beauty not only in landscapes, music, and art, but in the extraordinary mystery of existence. We will explore creativity because consciousness is inherently creative and every moment contains the possibility of transformation and renewal. And we will explore freedom, the freedom that emerges when we move beyond conditioning and recognize the boundless awareness that is our true nature. I also want to explore something that modern society often overlooks: the immense value of growing older. We live in a culture that frequently celebrates youth while misunderstanding maturity. Yet there are gifts that only a time can reveal. Patience deepens, perspective expands, compassion grows. We begin to see patterns that were invisible before. We become less interested in proving ourselves and more interested in understanding ourselves. We become less concerned with appearances and more concerned with authenticity. This shift is not a loss, it is a liberation. Many of the things that once seemed urgent no longer hold the same power. Many of the fears that once dominated our thoughts begin to dissolve. We gradually recognize that fulfillment is not found in chasing every desire. It is found in discovering the peace that already exists within us. When we learn to rest in that peace, life becomes simpler. Not because challenges disappear, but because our relationship with challenges changes. We stop asking, why is this happening to me? Instead, we begin asking, what is this experience here to teach me? That question changes everything. It transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth. It transforms uncertainty into curiosity. It transforms suffering into understanding. And perhaps most importantly, it transforms fear into wisdom. This is the path that now calls me forward. It is the direction to which I am offering my heart, my attention, and my energy. And if these words resonate with you, I warmly invite you to walk alongside me, no matter your age, no matter your background, no matter where you find yourself on life's journey. There is always another level of growth, another dimension of understanding, another possibility waiting to be discovered. The body changes, circumstances change, relationships change, the world changes, entire civilizations change, yet awareness itself remains untouched. Love remains untouched. Creativity remains untouched. The essence of the soul remains untouched. What many people call the final chapter can become the most radiant chapter of all. In fact, I have come to believe that life becomes increasingly beautiful when we stop trying to control it and begin participating in it consciously. Every moment becomes an opportunity for wonder. Every encounter becomes an opportunity for connection. Every breath becomes an opportunity to remember the miracle of being alive. Perhaps the greatest years of life are not necessarily the years behind us. Perhaps they begin when we stop measuring our worth through external achievements. Perhaps they begin when we stop identifying with fear. Perhaps they begin when we recognize that happiness is not something we pursue but something we uncover. Perhaps they begin when we finally remember our true nature. The invitation before us is not to become someone new. The invitation is to awaken to who we have always been. I'm grateful for the opportunity to share this journey with you, and I look forward to all that we will discover together. May your days be filled with vitality. May your heart be filled with love. May your mind be filled with clarity. May your life be filled with meaning. And may you come to know through direct experience the timeless awareness that exists beyond all fear and beyond all limitation. With love, gratitude, and blessings, Namaste. Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi.